Good morning, America. This is your host, Vile from ABCD News, and today we are going to discuss about the crisis in Baltimore. And to fully understand this crisis, we must begin from where it all originated or started.
All this came just hours after the funeral for Freddie Gray, a 25-year-old who died of severe spinal cord injury while in police custody. Gray was placed in a coma almost a week and less than an hour after his encounter with the police, and he died just one full week after giving in to his injuries. Just 1 hour after the pronunciation of Gray's death, protesters gathered in front of Baltimore police headquarters and raised signs and hands in the air and cried, "Justice for Freddie." Police are claiming that at the time of Freddie's arrest, he was carrying a switchblade knife. However, there were discrepancies between the police's account and what the footage of the incident shows. According to CNN, 2 witnesses recorded Gray's arrest with their phones. Those cell phone videos show Gray on the ground with officers kneeling over him. The videos also show officers lifting up handcuffed Gray by his shoulders and dragging him to the back of the van. Reportedly, his legs dangled behind him as he wailed. The police have put more restraints on Gray once inside the van, while a surveillance camera recorded him talking and conscious, but that video has not been revealed.
At 8:54 a.m., Gray was said to be in his police van talking, and by 9:24 a.m., the police called an ambulance to pick up Gray. These 30 minutes are crucially important in order to know what had actually happened. Gray's family attorney, William Murphy Jr., demands to what had happened to Freddie in that time elapsed. According to Murphy, when the ambulance took Gray to the University of Maryland Medical Center Shock Trauma Center, he lapsed into a coma, died, and was resuscitated. Murphy said that the police still have still not revealed what they suspected Gray to be guilty of. Baltimore Police Department spokesman Captain Eric Kowalski claims that officers approached Gray and he fled. Sounds like this is becoming a theme. The latest investigation will focus on allegations that Baltimore Police Department officers use excessive force, including deadly force, conduct unlawful searches, seizures, and arrests, and engage in discriminatory policing.
U.S. Attorney General Lynch announced Friday that the Department of Justice will launch a full-scale civil rights investigation into Baltimore's police to further examine whether the police violated the Constitution and the community's civil rights, and also whether the police departments have a history of discrimination. The new probe comes 7 months after a Baltimore Sun investigation found that the city had paid nearly $6 million since 2011 in court judgments and settlements and lawsuits alleging brutality and other misconduct. This new probe is separate from the agency's criminal civil rights investigation into Gray's death.
Now let's interview Freddie Gray's sister. What are your thoughts on the protests and violence in Baltimore?
Well, I do think that he should receive justice for what has been done to him, but I do not promote this violence that's been going on, and our family is not particularly in support of the protest that's also been going on in Baltimore right now.
I was reading from the script, because the same exact thing she told Freddie Gray's family about doing a thorough, independent review and, investigation, she told my family the same thing.
Jones lost her brother Tyrone West almost 2 years ago after he was stopped by police on suspicion of carrying a weapon. None was found. Police say West violently resisted while they tried to take him into custody. Autopsy results found West may have died because of a heart condition made worse because of the struggle with police. But an exact cause of death could not be determined. The state attorney's office cleared the 11 officers of wrongdoing, saying force was justified.
We know how he died. The witnesses in the neighborhood know how he died. He was brutally murdered. He was beat to death. He was pepper sprayed, tased, tossed on the ground like an animal.
And this is in correlation with what we have learned in history class, because the protesters used the death of Freddie as their justification for violence and their protest, when in actuality their motives were swayed by America's growing racial inequality and their urge to be heard. This case was similar even back in the 1850s, when the Southerners jumped at the opportunity for war with Mexico when 9 Americans whom had been stationed at the Rio Grande River had been killed. The Southerners were driven by their purpose to be heard and pushed for war to proclaim their institution of slavery. Well, I hope you've learned something from this news broadcast, and until next time, this is your host, Pyle from ABCD News. Thanks for watching.